My name is Gretchen Rubin, and this is the Happiness Project. The resolution for this week is love. A question I often hear is, okay, so many things contribute to happiness, but what's the one most important thing for happiness? What's the key to happiness? If you had to pick one thing, what's the key? And there's a lot of different answers to that question because you can come at happiness from a lot of different angles. But I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say one of the answers to that question is the key to happiness is love. And love in many different iterations. One clearly is the love for the people in your own life, for your immediate circle. And I certainly have found for myself, the more that I can inculcate in myself loving feelings, feelings of affection, forbearance, gratitude, the more lovingly I can act and the more loving I feel. And the great thing about love is that it tends to drive out negative emotions like anger, resentment, annoyance. And when I can find ways to think about why I have loving feelings towards the people in my life, then I tend to just feel a much more warm and deep connection to them. But then there's also the love that you feel for people that aren't in your direct circle, that you don't actually know. And one of the things about being happier is that it allows you to turn outward more easily and to think about the pain of other people and the pain of the world and try to do what you can out of love and out of out of empathy and a desire to show consideration for other people, to do what you can for them. But I think that most people have a pretty good sense of the fact that love is very important to happiness and that putting love at the center of your life is a very good idea. But I think that in a colloquial sense, love on a sillier level, on a more trivial level, is also very important to a happy life. So we need to think about what you love, like I love to go bike riding or I love playing with my dog. This kind of love is very important to a happy life too. And it's very easy, strangely, because just in a crowded life, to let the things that you love get pushed to the side. So for example, I love to read, but if I'm not careful, I can go for weeks without having real time to read because I always just think, oh, I love to read, of course I'll find time, of course I'll find time, but days and days and days go by and I don't find time. And so I need to make sure that I find time to do what I love. Now, to find time to do the things that you love, you really have to admit to yourself what it is that you actually do love. And for a lot of adults, they've kind of lost track of what they actually love. They think about, well, what does their family love to do? Or what do other people love to do? And they don't think to themselves, well, you know, everybody says it's fun to go to the movies and they love going to the movies, but I don't actually love going to the movies. Because if your life doesn't reflect your own nature, it's not really going to make you happy. So for example, I love children's literature. And here is my beloved ancient set of C.S. Lewis books that I've had since childhood. I've read each of these books probably 50 times, and every time I love them just as much. And by making time for the things that I really love, as well as for the people that I really love, then I give myself the emotional wherewithal to turn outward, to think about other people, and to behave myself better. So the key to happiness to think about this week is love. And the thought for this week comes from someone whose name I'm going to mispronounce because it's French, and that's Émilie de Châtelet, who said, "Let us choose for ourselves our path in life, and let us try to strew that path with flowers."